Hi students. Yesterday we had a very interesting lesson. It was the first part of our lesson today, which was about detectives, about mysteries, about stories that some of us find very exciting or interesting. Now, before we start with our lesson for today, which is the reading part, let's just revise what we took yesterday. Now, as we said, we have here something connected to detectives, and we have here the basic part that we took was the vocabulary. Now, just to revise the words that we took yesterday, just try to read them and refresh your minds. The first one is, try to read. The first one is altered. And we said that sometimes you can alter from something to another, which means that we have here the word. Yes, we had chap F, which is changed. And then we have the second one. Just try to read it. We have here captivate or captivates from the word capture. So we have here captivate or capture, which means that we have here D, which means captures someone's attention, something that is very attractive or interesting. And then after that we have here confront. And yesterday I used this kind of gesture to show there is some kind of confronting or something that is in front of me, which is related to, we have here the last part, which is I, yes, meet or meet something difficult or dangerous. It can be a someone, and it doesn't have to be dangerous. It can be something that is not normal for you, a kind of problem, an incident, anything that needs some kind of confronting. After that, we have here the word crucial. Now, we said crucial is something that is, we have another word, can just try to relate and remember. Now, for example, yesterday we said about the mystery stories. The villain has a crucial part, because without a villain, there's no story, which means that he has a or an important. So we have here crucial is extremely important, which is B. Then we have here defects. Everyone has their own defects or something that has a defect. So which means that something is, from the word defect, it gives you a negative meaning, which means that we have here the word, yes, we have here imperfections, C. And then we have enduring. Now enduring, which means that something is like your friendships, inshallah, they will be enduring. So we have here, which means that we have, yes, E, lasting. Exotic is a beautiful word, which is something that is different, something that is unique. We can say something also that is unusual and attractive. Also, we have here the word ironically, coming from the word ironic. Now, I can say something, but I do not mean it. I mean something else. So I said it ironically. We have here ironically is going to be, yes, we have here H, against the way it appears. And the last one, phenomenal, is also a beautiful word, which means G, great or remarkable. Now, all of these words, we discussed them yesterday, and we are going to pass by them again, inshallah, in the reading part. So we have here the title of our story here, and the reading here is the formula behind detective stories on TV. Now, from the title, the formula here, I'm talking about a kind of combination. What makes a detective story a successful story? Enjoyable, interesting, exciting. There has to be a kind of formula, or we have here a combination that has to be complete to make it succeed. Now we're going to see what are the elements of the story. Now first we have, are you interested in detective and mystery solving stories? Why or why not? Now here, if you answer yes, it can show that you are a person that is very interested in excitement and things that have action. And if not, it means that you are some kind of person that doesn't like to be involved in mysteries and something that makes you a little bit nervous or tense. It can be, or any other reason. It doesn't have to be that. Yes. Now, what are detective stories related to? So every detective story and mystery, usually they are related to some kind of crime, action. There is something that's happening and it needs to be solved. Also, we have here, where do people usually find and follow these stories? So usually at our time, people, when they want to look for mysteries or detective stories, they can watch them on TV or in movies, or they can read them in books, for example, or you can find them on websites. Depends. Okay, so please, I want you just to visualize and imagine yourself solving a mystery with the detective. So if you are visualizing and you are feeling the moment that you are with the detective, just imagine that you are sitting in this office, you are trying to solve the problem here. This is going to give you the excitement that you are following up, and you can imagine the whole scene, and you will know the elements or the parts that I am talking about. So we are going to pass by and see in the reading, what do we have here? Okay, so we have here, I want you just to brainstorm a list of elements. The basic thing that we are going to do is to brainstorm, and then you will take notes to write the list, or to just write a list of elements in a detective story. So stay tuned and we will see what we have. Our learning objectives are, we have here, to give information related to the detective stories. For example, characters, their characteristics, plots, basic elements, and so on. We will also scan for information in words. We will answer questions and enumerate at the end, which is the basic part here, enumerate the elements, which are the points or the parts in a detective story. So focus, as we said, on the elements. Yes, we are going to start with the first part here, or the first paragraph. Now, mainly yesterday in the vocabulary building, we passed by the paragraphs. We explained, for example, the word captivate here within the content, and you can see our vocabulary building here. Now, just to revise here, what do we have? Let's just see the question. What are detective stories a part of? Now, there are 3 points that I want from you. Just look at the beginning, and I want you just to tell me, detective stories, mainly, what are they part of? So you can see here, just try to scan here or in your book, and you can see that, yes, we're going to find our answer here. Now, just scan quickly, and you can say that, yes, we have here always been a favorite in literature. And also we can just also scan quickly, and we can find here, yes, in TV films and in series. So these are 3 parts. So here, the idea is just to scan and to look very quickly for your answer. Also, we have here the synonym of attractive. So leave the underlined part and just look here and look for the word that means attractive. Just try to read here the sentences, and I want a word that has the same meaning as attractive. Now, if we see here, there is something appealing. Yes, now yesterday we did explain here the word captivate, and we said that it means that you are interested in something or fascinated by something. So which means that there is something appealing. It has the same meaning as attractive. So we have here attractive, and there is the other part. Why is the word mentioned? Why am I saying that there is something appealing? So just to read and see here, we have here, okay, so we have here about, there is something appealing about the mystery and intrigue that captivates viewers and keeps them in suspense until the case is finally solved. So why are some viewers attracted or appealed? Why do they find it? Because they like the idea of mystery and intrigue. Now, intrigue here is always related with the word mystery, which means that something is not revealed. We want to discover something that is like a secret here, and we are trying to reveal what are the facts and what is the case. So here, because some people find it very fascinating or appealing, we have the action movies or the mystery movies in general. Moving on. Now here in this part, actually, we have a question at the beginning. So we are going to ask and answer from the same paragraph. The question is, but what accounts for the phenomenal success and enduring popularity of detective stories? Now, yesterday we explained the 3 words. We consider detective stories to be phenomenal. Okay, so we have here, they have an enduring success. Why? You are going to just scan and look for the reasons here. And basically here, there are a lot of reasons. Maybe you do not agree with every reason, but they are reasons. We're going to see here. This is one. The charismatic and fearless hero, the charisma of the hero. The uncanny ability to uncover the truth. Always, we see that the hero has this ability to uncover the truth. This is a reason also. The action and adventure. The high-speed chases. Danger. Exotic settings. Also, this is a reason. Psychological wit. High-tech gadgets. We have here the word gadgets, like tools. We can see that always the detective is using some kind of tool with him. The fact that the viewer knows the hero will triumph over the villain in the end. So the triumph, there is a kind of victory. He's happy that he could solve the case or he could find the villain. So basically here we have 9 reasons why these stories are considered phenomenal. Yes, moving on. Okay, now we explained here a part that is related to the word ironically. So we have the question, why are detective stories ironic? You are just going to go back and see with me what are the reasons why. Now, do you remember yesterday when we talked about the ironic part that you can feel? Just go by the, yes, you can find it here. You can find the word enjoy, mystery, and non-stop suspense. This is a part. Go after that, we have here, ironically, there is also predictability, and we have here to the story that is tremendously appealing. So some people, they get nervous, they get tense, they get a little bit scared. It depends on the story. But at the same time, they feel excited and interested to know what is going to happen. So this is the ironic part in the story. Yes, now just keep an eye on the word element here because this is the first time it passed by us. And we agreed at the beginning, our main question for the whole reading here is to find the elements of the reading story, or any story, not reading, the detective story in general. So we have here, just to scan very quickly, you don't have to read, you don't have to need to read every single word. We can see, for example, plot will be puzzling. We have here, for example, also the unexpected results. Sometimes you guess something is happening, but it doesn't happen. Also, they know the hero will confront the villain. And we have here, there will be complicated steps involved piecing the clues together. We're going to see more. Yes, now here, there's a question. Also, keep an eye. How is the basic character identified? So let's just see the red part here. How is the basic character identified? Yesterday we mentioned the basic character who is going to be the hero. There has to be some kind of characteristics that identify him. Now let's just see here. The formula of the detective story is this hero, and the hero is the detective himself. Now we can see what identifies him. A courageous individual, superior intelligence, charming, and also outgoing. These are characteristics. Now we're going to see the second part, which is the green part. How does his character help in solving the case? If someone is charming, if someone is outgoing, how can this help him solve the case? Just move on. You can see here in the reading part also, we can say that helps him socialize with others while in fact he is collecting information from witnesses and gathering evidence. So just put in mind or just imagine that someone is very charming, he is outgoing, he is easy to talk to, so he can socialize easily with people and very easily collect information and also collect his evidence. Okay, now do you think that every character in a detective story, he has the same thing, intelligent, nice personality, outgoing, charming? Even if he is a good personality, this is not the case always. Sometimes there are different characters. So here we have another question, which is, there are two other kinds of characters. What are their characteristics? So they are heroes. They are good or positive personalities, but they have a different kind of character. So the question says that there are two kinds of characteristics or characters here. So we have here, just look here, you can see. Yes, another type of hero is the gruff and serious detective, and because he is serious, he rarely smiles, but is very efficient in his job. He has these four characteristics: gruff, serious, rarely smiles, but very efficient. Also, another character. The hero in detective comedies is a naive, which means that he is simple-minded, not stupid, but a little bit simple-minded, and also we can say clumsy, but at the end stumbles across the clues and he eventually solves the case. So here we have three types of heroes. We have the intelligent and has the nice personality. We have the gruff and the serious, and we have here also the clumsy and the naive detective. Okay, now we have here, yes, the opposite of the hero is the other side, which is the villain. Now, yesterday we explained the word crucial, and we said that we have here the villain plays a very crucial part in the story. And we have here, there are also types of villains, like before when I mentioned that there are three types of heroes. Now your question is here, what kind of villains are there? Now, you have the word that we have, the highlighted one, which is the stereotypical, which means that we know the kinds, we have seen them in a way or another. Now you have also four types of villains here, or four characters. You can just go back and scan for them very quickly. You will find that we have the cold-blooded, greedy criminals, evil geniuses, and also the mad scientists. So these are the types or the kinds of villains that you can find in stories or in detective stories specifically. Yes, moving on. Now this is a new part. Why? Because we haven't passed by any vocabulary here, but it is an enjoyable part. Now we have something very easy to look for. We have here, what are the kinds of special talents that assist the detective? Now every detective, when you see them in a movie or you see them in a film or something, what do you see? They see that he has or she has maybe some kind of tools or gadgets that are helping him or her. So you're going to just look here back and look what assists this person. Assist comes from the word assistance or assistant. So just look here for the word here, and you can find that, yes, one of these things is a simple magnifying glass, which is very popular. Also, we have here too sophisticated DNA analysis, electronic tracking devices, high-tech gadgets, as we mentioned before. Yes, okay, so we have here, 4 is enough. So these are the 4 parts that you can say that they assist any detective. Okay, now here, yes, in this part we have, when do scenes of action and danger happen? And note that I'm asking when. When do these scenes begin to change, or when do they happen? So you can find from the very start of your paragraph when the hero confronts the villain. So just imagine the story, and when you see that there is some kind of confronting here, the action really starts. Also, we can see here what else can happen. So from the action parts that we said yesterday, we mentioned a lot of action happening, the confronting, the villain trying to escape, and also one of the possibilities that can happen that, just look around here, what else can happen? You can see that this involves high-speed chases. These spaces can use motorcycles, helicopters, and so on. And then just to go here, yes, you can find that if the detective is captured, he finds himself in life-threatening situations and must use his skills to escape. So this is something that can happen as well. Yes, moving on here, we have this part. Okay, now here we have a yes-no question. You can go back to the paragraph, or you can just give the answer if you know. Now here we have, does the detective accomplish his mission? So usually when yesterday we explained the word alter or altered, we said that we usually just follow up with the detective until he solves the case. So which means that it is a classic type of movie or story that we do not want to be altered, which means that the answer to our question is going to be yes, he does. And another one here, is the audience satisfied? So if you're excited with the detective and we do not want it to be changed and he does succeed to solve the case, at the end your answer is going to be yes, it is. So we have here, these are the answers for our questions in general. Now we come to the last or the basic part we have here, which is the question, the elements. What are the elements that we have and how can we solve the case? Now you are going to just revise what you have written or you have highlighted, and we're going to check. Now note, before I start, that the elements, if you want just to revise them again, they include the most important parts in any detective story. So you know a lot of stories. If you are a fan of detectives and mysteries, you will know that some stories here, you know the characters, you know how famous or classic personalities, but at the end they have all the same kind of frame that we follow. So we're going to see what are the basic things that you can find in any detective story. So the first one, the mystery and intrigue, as we said. So if there's no mystery, there's no story. Also, predict and solve the case, which is the whole point, that we are just predicting, we are giving expectations, and we are solving. What do we have? The hero, of course. And we have the villain, which we can be introduced to from the start and we know who is the villain, or at the end you will discover who is the villain. Also, intellectual reasoning and technological devices, the tools, the gadgets that can be used to help the detective solve the case or the mystery. And of course, if there is no action, there is no danger, it couldn't be a crime story or a mystery story. And we have here also, there's a kind of confronting, as we said, between the villain and the detective. And there can be some kind of escape part. It can be either the hero or the villain, whatever, it depends on the story. So we have here, these are the basic elements that you have. You can just check your answers and see if you have just noted down, these are the parts that you have here in your stories. Now you do have in the book a true or false task. Just follow up and just answer the questions, and we will do it, inshallah, tomorrow. So you have your true or false as an assignment. Now just to outline the part, what did we do? We of course explored the whole idea of detective stories and mystery stories. And also we analyzed the parts. And what do we have? We have here the villain, we have here the hero, the characteristics that we have here, the different kind of tools and so on. We have here also, we listed them and we said that we have this, and we have this. And at the end, which is the most important part, we evaluated the whole idea and we had the elements just written down for us in a complete graph. So this is the story that you have, and of course, like the things that we passed before, we passed by the movies, we passed by some kind of interviews, the sports part, and we have here also the mystery part, which is going to lead us, inshallah, tomorrow to the writing part, and we're going to see what different topic do we have also in the writing. So do your task, your assignment that you have, and we will complete inshallah tomorrow with the writing.